So now the topic is what is frequency distribution. Okay, we already learned classification of data and how we can classify data. So for greater numerical value or for more and more variables, it is necessary to maintain some classes, okay, or some group for classifying data. For this distribution, frequency distribution is necessary. So what is frequency distribution? Frequency distribution is a comprehensive way to classify raw data in a quantitative variables. Okay, so it shows how the different value of variables, that means the mark of mathematics score by a student, just take an example, so are distributed in different classes along with their corresponding class frequencies. Okay, so the term class frequency means the number of particular values of a particular class. Okay, suppose let's we take 0 to 10, then 10 to 20, then 20 to 30. So the number remaining it is considered or included under this class. Okay, suppose we take 0 to 10. 0 to 10, that means from number 0 to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All these numbers are considered under this single frequency distribution. Okay, so each class is in a frequency distribution table is bounded by the class limit. Okay, so the class limit are of two end of the class. First one is the lowest value is called lower class limit, and second one is upper value, that means upper class limit. Okay, suppose we take 0 to 10. So 0 was the lowest class value, lowest limit, and the 10 was the upper class limit. Okay, limit. So the class interval or class width in the difference between the upper class and the lower class limit. Okay, so the class midpoint or class mark is the middle value of the class. Suppose from 0 to 10, 5 is the middle value. Okay, so 5 is the midpoint of that class. Okay, so there is some technique or some formula is also used for calculating the midpoint. So the class midpoint is calculated by the sum of upper class and the lower class divided by 2. Okay, that means upper class number plus lower class number, and then it will be divided by 2. Okay, generally we can say that the mid value is the mid value of any class interval is the average of the class. Okay, so the next thing is arise that vibrate frequency distribution. Okay, so the vibrate frequency distribution, there are two types of frequency distribution. First one is unvariate and the second one is bivariate. Okay, so the frequency distribution of a single variable is called unvariate. Okay, and the frequency distribution of the two variables is called bivariate distribution. Okay, frequency distribution. So suppose the frequency distribution of two variables, sales and advertisement and expenditure of some companies. So the value of sale and advertisement expenditure are classified into two different way. Okay, in row and column. Okay, let's take it by an example. So in this table 3.9 there is a vibrate frequency distribution of sale in lakh rupees and advertisement expenditure in 1000 rupees. Okay, for 20 firms. So in this way, two types of variables. First one is sale and second one is advertisement expenditure. So for solving this type of statistical problem, we have to take two things. Okay, so there was a 1000 in 1000 rupees, so that was a advertisement expenditure, and this was the column is for sale. Okay, in lakh. Okay, so there are two types of frequency distribution. In row there are advertisement expenditure and in column there are sale. Okay, so these are the frequency. These numbers are the frequency for both of them. Suppose when the sale between 115 to 125 is 2, okay, and the advertisement is also from this column. So we can say that when the sale is under 62 to 64, then the advertisement in 115 to 125 is 2, 125 and 135 is 1, and there is none other sale under this advertisement expenditure and under this sale. Okay, so we can say that there is only 3 sale under 62 to 64. There is only 3 advertisement expenditure. Okay, after that in sale under 64 to 68, the advertisement in first row is 1, second none, third 3, then none. Okay, so the total number is 4. Okay, in third way, that is from 66 to 68, the advertisement expenditure under 115 to 125 is 1, under 125 to 135 is 1, under 135 to 145 is 2, and under 145 to 155 is 1. That means total number is 5. Okay, under 68 to 70, the advertisement and expenditure started from 125 to 135, that is 2. Okay, then it jumped to 145 to 155, 2. Okay, so the total is 4. Under the sale of 70 to 72, the expenditure will be started from 125 to 135, that is 1, 135 to 145 is 1, and then jumped to 155 to 165, that is 1, and from 165 to 175 is 1, that is 4. So the condition is applied that the total of sale and the total of expenditure, advertisement expenditure, are common. Okay, because there are 20 firms, so the total must be 20. Okay, so this type of frequency distribution in which there are 2 variables, so the class intervals are also in 2 way, that is in row and column. This type of classification is called vibrate frequency. Okay, so the next thing is telemarking. Okay, so for it we take an example. Suppose you have to prepare frequency distribution in inclusive method taking class interval of 7 from a following data. Okay, so there are some variables, some data are given for you, and you have to make a telemarking table. Okay, so for exclusive and inclusive way, there are the 2 way for classifying the class interval. Okay, in inclusive way, when we classified class interval in inclusive way, we suppose we have to start it from the number 1, so 1 to the 7 and then 8 to the 14. So the class interval have gap of 7. Okay, so in inclusive method, the upper class limit of the first class and the lower class limit of the second class are not same. Okay, so when they are not same, they are called inclusive method. Okay, 1 to 7, then after 7 8 to 14, after 14 15 to 21. When the upper class limit of the first class is not same with the lower class limit of the next class. Okay, so this was called inclusive method. Okay, and in exclusive method, the class interval from the first class, the upper class limit is same as the lower class limit of next class. Okay, that means from 0 to 7, then it will also from 7 to 14. So in this type of class interval, in first class, the number is calculation is started from 0. Okay, 0 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, only from 0 to 6. That means lower class is included but upper class is not included. Okay, so this will be included in the next class interval. That means from second class interval it will be started from the 7. That means 7 number is covered in next way, okay, from lower class, okay. But in inclusive, the upper class and the lower class both are included, okay. That means number started from 1 to 7, that means it include 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, okay, both 7 numbers. Understand? So in this question there are some data or some variables are given. We have to classified it into inclusive and exclusive both way, okay. So first of all we have to examine the upper number and the lower variable from this data, okay. So the lowest number is 1, okay, in all these variables, and the highest number is 37. So we have to take class intervals under 1 to 37, okay. So for it is suitable that we have to take class interval of 7 limit, okay. So we can take 1 to 7, 8 to 14, 15 to 24, 21, 22 to 28, 29 to 35, 36 to 42, okay. आप जो भी लेना चाहें, whatever you want class interval gap, you can take it, okay. So when we take 1 to 7, that we have to count those numbers which have 1 to 7, okay. So suppose 1 6 9 6, okay, and then 3 2 4 6 4 5 3 1 2 7 2 4, okay. So these all number are comes under 1 to 7. So like we can count it that 15 numbers are comes under 1 to 7, okay. So for tally marking, for 15 numbers, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15, okay. So this was tally marking. इसी तरह just like that we have to do all other things, okay. For exclusive, in exclusive we can count lower limit but not upper limit. That means we have to count it from 0 to 6, okay, not included 7, because 7 is included in next class, okay. So in this we already counted just for 6 numbers, okay, because we have to count 0 also. So these numbers are also 15, okay. So just like that we have to do some tally marking, okay. For next thing, just like that we have to do all these things, okay. But the condition is that when you have to check that your answer is correct or not, that you can't forget any number, okay. So you have to count these numbers, okay. That means 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So these variables are 60, and the sum of the frequency for both classes is also 60. That means you can't forget any of the number, okay. So try it, and I hope you understand all these things, okay. Thank you.